Welcome to our API Creation Guide. Today we'll demonstrate how to create and configure a complete API service from scratch using the Station TSP API as our example. Navigate to the API workspace in the left sidebar and click the Create API button to display the 5 essential nodes that make up the API workflow. Begin by configuring the Start node. Select your API's business group from the drop-down menu and enter a descriptive service name that will form part of your API's call path. Next, configure the Token Validation node, deciding whether to enable validation, selecting a token provider, and setting validation rules including fixed value parameters and dynamic parameters. Enter $symbol to view available parameters. For the Input node, choose your HTTP request type. Example for GET. Import complex field configurations via JSON format with a single click, or manually set query parameters with their data types, required status, and default values. Moving to the Routing node, select the request type, specify your target service provider, enter the downstream service call path, and configure request parameter mappings and response handling logic, including error handling and data transformation rules. Finally, in the Output node, set your output mode. Choose between full pass-through or definition only using only content formats defined in your system, and configure the data structures for successful and error responses to ensure your API returns data in the format your business requires. You can then test your API online. Click the Debug button to enter the debugging interface and fill in test parameters based on your input node configuration. When you run the test, a loading indicator will appear while the system fetches the response data. The results will display in JSON format, showing device details when parameters are correctly configured. The execution time is shown at the top of the interface, and you can also view detailed logs by clicking View Log. Debug logs show API response results and the status and input-output data of each node to ensure your API works as expected. When your API configuration is complete, deploy it by navigating to the API workspace, clicking API versions, and then deploy. In the pop-up interface, select your target deployment environment. The system provides 3 independent environment options: production, grayscale, and development. This concludes our demonstration. Thank you for watching.